Hey everybody, welcome back to Lettermen Row. It's another edition of BuckIQ. The first time that Zach Boren is joining me, and even though we spent a lot of time on that offensive side of the ball, today we're going to break down the defense. And Zach, this guy, everybody knows his name before he even got here, Nick Bosa, following in his brother's footsteps. I took a little bit of heat because I said that he's Ohio State's best hope for a Heisman. So now
you deserve to take heat for that. Totally deserve to take heat for that.
I mean, I know.
Granted, I think Nick Bosa is a great player. And, if there was a Defensive Player of the Year award in college football, he would be up for it, and he would probably be the favorite. But from a Heisman standpoint, you need to get so much heat for making that statement. Even on Ohio State, I think, even the two-headed monster at running back, I think by far they have the best chance. And even, I'm going to throw Dwayne Haskins out there, right? I mean, being the quarterback for The Ohio State University under Urban Meyer and the offense that they have and so many weapons this year, he has to be mentioned for the Heisman.
I can't even win in Lettermen Row HQ, but maybe we'll see on these next three plays that we're going to break down from the Big Ten Championship game with Zach Boren. Maybe I can convince him, maybe not, but we'll go to the film and see exactly why Ohio State's star defensive end is so effective.
With a very healthy and good Clemson team.
Here's a toss to Taylor, and Taylor met in the backfield but powers his way forward. Nick Bosa.
So, Zach, somebody who was effective as Nick Bosa was last year, we could pick a lot of plays from the entire season, but we tried to focus it just on one series that kind of showcased all the things he could do. So here's first down against Wisconsin. They're down in their own territory. You probably have a familiar situation for an offense and defense. You know what's going to come, but here's Nick Bosa against the run.
Yeah, here's what I love about this play is that Nick Bosa, especially going against Wisconsin, these guys, the defensive linemen, especially defensive ends playing out on the edge, it's so big to be able to take up however many blockers are coming at you, right? How many you see Nick Bosa go through here, takes on 1, 2, and nips part of 3, which in return frees up the linebackers to be able to scrape and run the way they're supposed to. It makes the defense a gap sound. If Nick were to be able to get pinned on that first one, which is the way this is supposed to work, there would be a huge opening. You had 2 offensive linemen going up there again to the linebacker. So by Nick being able to play off of all 3 guys here and stay in his gap and make the play, he was able to free up the linebackers. You see Baker right there, you see Borland right there as well. So just the way he was able to run down the line and really take up the blockers from the linebackers and let them run more free.
He gets so much attention for the way he gets after the quarterback. For you, as somebody who played defense, knows what it takes to see him defend the run that way. What does that say to you about him?
It makes him a complete player. You see so many defensive ends that just, go all out on third down or second and long when they know it's a passing situation. But for Nick to be able to play with leverage and especially, take on that third block and still dive and make the play, it goes to show, how tough of a player he is. And, he's not just second and long, third down type players you see in the NFL sometimes. He's literally first through third down.
Hornibrook looks backside, lost it in the air, and incomplete.
This play, he's down here on the bottom, and it's not even that he makes it, it's that the way he comes off the ball was the same exact way that he came off the ball against the run. Obviously they bring the running back over here that they're setting up kind of like a double screen, something of that sort, but what you see here is look at that stab. I know we talk about the offensive line and them being able to get their hands on the defender, but Nick is so good here, and this is what makes him so good, is that he's able to put his long arms and use that leverage against the defensive lineman right there. You see against the offensive lineman, you see the offensive lineman's head kind of go back, and you see his hands not be able to get on him. Nick is in complete control of him right here, and as you see him, he's able to throw him and then move to the inside.
Hornibrook, another screen coming up and incomplete.
Ohio State, Nick Bosa and company forces a 3rd and long, and then this is not a situation you ever want to be in when Nick Bosa's on the field.
No doubt, I completely agree. Here's Wisconsin, and they knew with Nick Bosa and defensive line there was no way they were going to throw something downfield. So of course, as Wisconsin does, tries to set up some kind of screen play to their tight end. But what you see here, and this is what I love, Nick comes off the ball just as quickly as he did on 2nd down, right? He doesn't stop. He knows something's coming up, but he's not responsible for that screen. He sits there, he chips the tight end, which he knows is going to try and chip him, so he still uses leverage, doesn't stop, uses that inside punch over swim, and still puts pressure on the quarterback. A lot of defensive ends, what you'll see in this situation is right when they get to right there, they'll kind of stop, right? They're like, okay, I know he's kind of chipping me, I know something's on, but look at this guy. He's got his eyes on the tight end. Nick knows he's responsible for him, so Nick continues with speed and puts pressure on quarterback, whereas you see so many times this defensive end stops, gives the quarterback a little bit more time. This offensive lineman is able to get out on this linebacker, as you see right here. And if Nick isn't putting pressure on the quarterback, that could go for a long way.
In this series that we broke down here, Zach, it doesn't look great statistically for that Heisman race that I might have been talking about earlier. But this is a clear example of just how much he can change things, even when it's relatively straightforward offensive action.
He's a game changer. I think in these 3 plays, it goes to show you how complete of a player he is. You know, so many people compare him to Joey and whatnot, but he's almost a beefier Joey, right? I think he plays the run better than Joey. I think Joey may rush the passer a little bit more, but this series really shows you what a complete player he is and how he can play first down through third down, especially a team against Wisconsin with some huge guys up front that they love to run the ball.
I think that Joey versus Nick conversation is going to be another great episode of BuckIQ, but that's going to do it for this one. Zach Boren giving us that defensive perspective on one of the best players in America. He's Zach Boren, I'm Austin Ward, and we'll see you next time on BuckIQ.